Hey everyone, Cat Goblin and Martin here. Since it's October, Halloween will be coming up pretty soon, so I figured I'd play a dark and mysterious game, and that game is Thief. And today I'm going to be reviewing every single enemy in the game. So as always, let's get straight into the review. Before I talk about the enemies and factions, I first have to talk about the different enemy units that you'll encounter in the game, and what all of them do. So first we have the standard guard. Pretty weak, they wield a sword and will occasionally block. They're not really difficult. The elite or veteran guards wear more armor, which means more HP, and will block a lot. Guard captains can be recognized by their voice and shoulder cape. They do a ton of damage and have more HP, but on the plus side they don't block as much as the elites. Crossbowmen will of course shoot arrows at you which you can dodge. They can't block, they don't do too much damage, and they can push you away when you're close. Enemies react to any form of sound that you make, such as movement or smashing breakable objects. If a guard starts to see you, you'll see an eye icon above them which fills up with white. If the icon's filled or if you make noise, the guard will be aware and investigate the sighting or noise. As you can see here, there are 3 dots above the icon. The first dot is orange. If you make more noise, the second dot turns orange. And if you make another sound, the guard will be fully aware with the icon turning yellow. Yellow means that the guard will do a thorough search of the whole area. If you provoke them even more, the icon turns dark yellow and then orange. When the icon turns red, that means the guard sees you and will engage you in combat. Then when you escape them, the icon goes back to orange. It's very similar to how guards react in the Assassin's Creed games. And of course, guards will resume their patrol after they're done searching. When you create a noise distraction near a captain, they'll simply order one of their men to search the source of the sound. Unless there is no one to command, of course. In combat, damage from guards can vary depending on sword swings. Light swings do little, while heavy strikes do more. Sometimes guards can hit you twice, and they can throw small arrows at you if you try to escape or go above. You can kill enemies with arrows, or if you don't like taking a life, you can always use the blackjack to stealthily knock them out. And when they're down, you can move their body somewhere less open. Combat-wise, you can just hit them until they kneel, then you can take them down quickly. Enemies with helmets make headshots with your arrows difficult, as you can only hit them in the face or throat, but the sawtooth arrows can bypass that. And you can see the enemy's health bar above them in combat. Another thing that you can do is pickpocket enemy or civilian coin purses, and yes, guards will freak out when they see a body, and if you throw an object or shoot an arrow next to them. The first faction to start off with is the Baron's Watch. Basically, they're like your city watch or police enforcing the law. They can be seen in the Drop, Lockdown, Dust to Dust, A Friend in Need, A Man Apart, and the northern parts of the city before the revolutionaries take over. The basic guards are seen as recruits or rookies, and some of them are seen with a good conscience. But in the Watch, these guys must do what they are told. The elites and captains appear later on in chapters 4 and 6, and the crossbowmen first see action in chapter 2. Watchmen carry their own type of coin purse, although out in the streets they have ordinary ones.
Halt! What? Whoa!
The The second faction are the thugs, criminals, and mercenaries, found in Lockdown, Dirty Secrets, South Quarter Riverside, the bank heist, and when you beat the game, the elites and crossbowmen occupy the whole entire city. Yeah, depending on what mission you play, these guys go by different allegiances. For example, in South Quarter, they go by the Eel Biters, who are a vicious street gang. Some of them support the Graven, and the elite guards with the chainmail on are mostly seen as mercenaries, hired to guard rich people's houses or shops. They also guard places like the House of Blossoms and the bank, but they're not really good at the job. They do not have a captain, and in Lockdown, the mercenaries will work together with the Watchmen.
Smells terrible around here.
Something that you should watch out for besides guards are civilians. Like guards, they will investigate any noise or advise a nearby guard to check things out, and they're very easy to scare. They don't really care about you on the streets unless you threaten them with your bow and arrow or try to pickpocket someone. However, you'll have to really be careful around them in levels because they will not tolerate your presence. By that I mean they run away. Yeah, they do a lot of running away in this game. Luckily, the ones that hang around aren't bothered by you. Civilians can have coin purses, but some, such as wealthy women, can have earrings on. It's weird how you can steal them without them noticing. What's this guy doing with earrings on? Also, you can kill them without consequence. Unless you're playing on Master Mode, then you can't kill them at all. Chapter 5 of The Forsaken takes place at an asylum called Moira, and it's a very scary place. You've got this psycho over here, then when you pick up this mirror on stage, all the mannequins turn towards you. Like, what is this? Hello, neighbor? Oh, and you can see a bunch of dead people who work for the Watch. In the level, you have to find the red key in the men's ward, and once you do, the Night Warden shows up. The Warden is invisible, but when you're close, you can see a slight shimmer of it. It also makes some heavy mechanical footsteps. And on the wall, the Warden's rules appear. No loitering in the halls, keep doors closed, and no noise allowed. If you break one of these rules, it'll start to growl at you. Even when you first enter the room, you can hear it moan. It does kind of chase you, but if you get caught or try to hit it, you will take little damage and pass out for a short while. The ghost, or perhaps the invisible creature, will respawn again. When you open the doors in the treatment center, 4 prisoners will be freed. Well, 3 of them will attack you because this guy is beating the one prisoner up. They appear to be insane, but they know exactly what they're doing in combat. The prisoners are armed with pipes, and they do very little damage, making them weaker than a rookie guard. One of them is even wearing earrings.
A man is in the shadows! Hey, you there! I see somebody moving.
Once you reach the lower cells of the asylum, you'll be greeted by these things known as freaks. Wow, who knew a thief was so scary? Anyways, Erin's negative energy and emotions powered the primal, which turned a lot of the patients and workers into monsters. Alright, let's change the music. A freak can be spotted at the ruins of Dirty Secrets. Then you see a bunch of them in the hidden city in Dawn's Light. These monsters limp around, go through pipes, are blind, eat people, and are kind of stupid. But don't underestimate them. They can run extremely fast, and in combat, they can actually see you with glowing eyes. A single scratch can take away a lot of your health. Now, because their skin is so tough, arrows in the blackjack aren't going to cut it. Well, you could use sawtooth arrows, I guess. Luckily, their weakness is fire and light, so just use flash bombs and fire and blast arrows to defeat them. If you don't like fighting them, you can always sneak past them. Despite them being blind, they are extremely sensitive to sound or movement and can slightly detect your focus ability, so be careful. Also, they can scratch you in this hallway section. Crows and dogs are two animals they have to deal with. Crows are sensitive to any sound you make. When frightened, they caw, which can alert nearby people, and they also don't like it when you run or swoop past them. Crows are found in the Drop, Lockdown, Dirty Secrets, A Friend in Need, A Man Apart, and the Hidden City. Dogs act similar, but when you get in the range, they'll start to bark at you. You can see the noise meter for both animals. The cool part about the dog is that in Chapter 4, two of them chase you. Guard dogs also appear in Dust to Dust, A Man Apart, and South Quarter Riverside. To neutralize both animals, you just have to use your choke arrows, or any deadly arrow for that matter, and guards will freak out when they see them dead.
I'll be rewarded well when I find you. Someone's fucking about! Don't smell someone! 5 gold says I find you.
Now, our last faction are the bloodthirsty revolutionaries, the Graven. The rebels start wreaking havoc during Chapter 4. The basic ones are found in the northern parts of the city, after when you complete Chapters 4 and 5. These guys are basically the civilians with red face paint armed with machetes. Thankfully, they do very little damage, and yeah, like I also showed before, they appear as helpless civilians in Chapter 7.
Hey! Just gone.
The Graven's elite guards and crossbowmen also inhabit parts of the northern city. They can be found in A Man Apart, the Hidden City, and the Dawn's Light. These guys are basically the mercenaries but with red face paint on. The weird thing is they have more HP than them, and hit slightly harder. At least they have a captain though.
Stop where you are! Don't fall so easily.
Some other named enemies in the game appear in the side missions. In Silence is Golden, there's Oxheart Perry. He's armed with a short sword and does very little damage. In Happy Medium, you'll run into Lenny's buddies. These two guys are elite mercenaries without the mask and chainmail. Once you stop the fire in the pipe and attack them, they will strike back. And you can actually see them at the tavern by Basso's office.
Stay where you are!
In the Bank Heist DLC, we have the security projectors on the wall. They project a light, and if you're caught in the light, they'll sound the alarm. In the Great Safe, they can release knockout gas. Fortunately, you can disable them with water arrows.
There are a few things left to savor in this city. Like the smell of the newly opened vault.
On to the Basso jobs. In The Beauty Within, you'll find this weird guy inside the apartment. Like Oxheart Perry, he too wields a short sword and is very weak.
Hey.
In Checkmate, you'll find Archie Maxwell and his residence on the path to the Queen of Beggars, and he's pretty much a Graven follower. The Eelbiter gang leader resides at this house. He is known for cutting people's fingers off with scissors, but he's just a weak rookie type, so defeating him is easy. Now we have the bosses, starting off with the Thief Taker General. The General basically becomes your new best friend, and you encounter him a lot in the chapters, even in the most awkward places. By the end of chapter 7, you have to fight him. The General has a small crossbow in his arm. It reminds me of the Phantom Blade from Assassin's Creed Unity. Anyways, he'll fire blast arrows at you. In combat, he uses his cane. If you're not careful, he can instantly kill you, and he has quite a lot of health. Headshots are a great way to drain his health, and once he's kneeling, you can either spare or kill him. Plus, get some good loot.
General, a life lesson here. Maybe it's better to slip away.
Don't run away from me, Garrett! Well then, what I knew you didn't have.
As a rule, I don't kill people unless I have no other choice. But just like someone else I know, I don't follow the rules, do I?
Then our final boss is of course Erin. After when she kills Orion and turns the whole crew into freaks, you have to find and save her. Eventually, she gets pretty fed up with you and tries to take you on, destroying the Primal Stone in the process and scattering the pieces. So now it's up to you to recover the 3 fragments of the stone. 4 attacks, she'll teleport in front of you and release this huge amount of energy that can drain away all your health. To avoid this, you'll have to take cover from the light. There's also Erin clones that will drain HP when you're close, and once you recover the stone, she's pretty much done.
Your precious stone can save you? Stop hiding. What are you gonna do? Kill me again? I've had enough. Just get the job done.
Alrighty then, so that is every single enemy in Thief. I really enjoyed this game, especially the stealth and also the freaks because they're pretty cool. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next review.
Lork's teeth! It's not the corpses, it's these oversized bloody puppets.
Mannequin.